Hi everyone, I can't believe it's already July and it's time for a refresh of my paint palette. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and check them out. We'll do some paint swatching. Alright, the first color that we're going to try out is Permanent Alizarin Crimson by Winsor Newton. This one I kept in my palette because I love this red. I love using it for pinks. It's a beautiful color. Makes really pretty washes. Lovely color. Highly recommend. I really enjoy Winsor Newton paints. By the way, all of the things that I will be using will be down in the description if you want to see those. They're Amazon links, affiliate links, if you want to check them out. Alright, the next color is Winsor Red by Winsor Newton. This is just a great go-to red. I use it for mixing all the time. Up next we have Light Red from Winsor & Newton. This is one that I use all of the time. It's one of those colors that I really like adding if I want something a little more vibrant, but not too vibrant. Acorn Rust is one of those deep light colors that I can't replace it with anything else. It's just so glowy and it just pops off the page. There's just this warmth to it that I haven't been able to find in other watercolors. Raw Sienna, it's a little bit brighter than a gold ochre. It really shows up against all of the other muted colors that I have. Permanent Yellow by Deep Light is just one of my standard go-to colors if I need a yellow. I don't use a whole lot of yellow, like straight yellow, in my work, but this is definitely my go-to yellow. Lemon Yellow by Winsor & Newton is also one of my favorite yellows. It's really opaque. It's really fun to just drop into other colors and see how it interacts. That's usually how I use it, but it also has a really nice wash. It's definitely one of my favorites from Winsor & Newton. Now we're into the greens. My favorite color, Sap Green by Gallo, is a beautiful warm green. Most of these greens here in the front part of the row are warm greens, and they all have kind of different nuances. Some are just a straight color like the sap green. Some of them like meadow green that's coming up. Its color separating. Some granulate more than others. It gives me a lot of variety when I'm doing especially like foliage. So love these greens. And the next is Solstice Fern by Deep Light. Really enjoy this color. It's just another wonderful go-to warm green. Here's Meadow Green by Deep Light. Again, this is color separating. It's a little more muted. It granulates really well. And with the ones that are granulating in this palette, like this paper shows that it granulates, but it doesn't show just how beautiful some of these can be when they granulate. You put any of these on a piece of Arches paper and stunning. Deep Olive by Gallo is another one of those granulating and color separating greens. I feel like it changes almost every time that I use it, just slightly. It just depends on, like, if you're using it, put some water in the pan, and every time you dip into it, you got to mix it a little bit to get a little bit of everything, because those colors do separate. There's yellow that comes out, and there's also some really dark blue notes in it as well. Absolutely love how this dries, and this is one that this paper just doesn't do it justice, but you'll get an idea. All right, my Daniel Smith fans. I know there's a lot of you. there's a lot of you. I forgot to move the camera, but that's okay. Like it's painted, but we will pull over a sketch pad. I'm getting one right now, and I will show you just how lovely it paints when it's wet, just so we get that experience. Because Undersea Green, not only is it Daniel Smith, but it's one of like the fan favorites, according to my understanding. And for good reason. It's an absolutely lovely color. Alright, now we're into Schmincke, which is, Daniel Smith fans, I'm sorry, I think this is my favorite brand. I love all the brands that I have on this paper, but like, there is a special place in my heart for the super granulating paints from Schmincke. Like, I love texture so much, and this is actually one of my favorite colors from them. It is the most beautiful blue green. It's very deep and rich, and I feel like you just can't quite get it on camera. In person, like, this is a beautiful color. And next we have Deep Sea Indigo by Schmincke. This is a new one I have from Schmincke. I just got their Deep Sea set because I was lacking in some blues. I'll be trying out all these for the first time, which is really exciting. Alright, now we're on to our blues. First one in this row is Deep Sea Green by Schmincke. I really do like this color. I think I'm going to like it more as a wash than in mass tone. Probably not one that I'm going to use super often, but it's one of those colors where every now and then I need something like this, which is why I put it in the palette. We'll see in the next few months how often I use it or not. Deep Sea Blue by Schmincke is another one that I feel like I just need. Like, it's one of those staples that you kind of need this color, in my opinion, in a palette. Again, not one that I naturally gravitate toward, but every now and then you just kind of need this blue. Tundra Blue by Schmincke is one of those colors that I use a lot. I had to refill this pan before recording. Again, the Tundra set, one of my favorites from Schmincke. I think there's only one, like the orange, that's in that set. I don't really use very often, but the rest of the colors I use very frequently. Haze Indigo by Schmincke I've used a lot. It is very similar to the Deep Sea Indigo, and I think I'm leaning towards keeping the haze, but again, I'm going to keep both of them in here for a little while and just see if I notice any differences. You never know. You put it on, 100% cotton paper, and sometimes things behave differently, so we'll see. Payne's Gray by Winsor Newton is one of my favorites. I really like the texture. There's a certain quality about it. I think it's richer. The mass tone is a bit deeper than some of the other ones that I have. And yeah, I use it in mixing a lot too. Night Raspberry by Deep Deep Light is another one of those that I can't really replace from them. There's just a quality about it. This blue has a little bit, like in mass tone, it leans a little bit toward purple. Tundra Violet by Schmincke is one of my, I think, top 3 in this palette. It's really unique. It's got a little bit of a violet quality to it, and then when it dries, you have this rust color that comes out of nowhere. It's really unique, really special. And now on to more of the purples here. Deep Sea Violet it's similar to Tundra Violet, but I feel like it's just not as striking. Bramble by Deep Deep Light is another one that color separates. Kind of this blue, purple. It kind of color shifts a little bit, and then when it dries, there's a lot of pink that shows up. Transparent Red Oxide by Daniel Smith is just one of my go-to reds. I use this more than the reds that you saw before. Mass Tone is just really vibrant and warm, and then we use it as a wash, like it really just glows. The next few colors are my natural colors. The first is Gold Ochre by A. Gallo. It's a little bit darker, a little richer than the Sienna. French Ochre by A. Gallo is another one that I just can't do without. I use a ton of this color. I use it in just about, I think, everything. Transparent Brown Oxide and Van Dyke Brown by Daniel Smith. Both of these I use all the time. I still have the half pans that I had poured, and they're doing okay. They have dried out a little bit, but they re-wet okay, so for now I'm going to keep them, but they're next on my list to get the half pan, that's already been poured. And the only reason that I want to lean towards doing that is because I paint professionally and I sell my work. I want to make sure that it is the highest quality it can be. And we're on to our last row here. These are my grays and blacks and an opaque white that I use. Forest Gray by Schmincke I use a ton in leaves and plants. Haze Black by Schmincke I use as a gray. It can make this really nice, almost steely gray. Deep Sea Black by Schmincke is new to me, so I'm not quite sure how I feel about this color yet. It is blue, and it has this granulating black that separates out when it dries. The next 3 are my blacks. Some are warm, some are cool, and then I have a Mars Black that granulates. For Ivory Black, I forgot to move my camera. It happens. My Ivory Black is a little bit warmer. Roman Black Earth is my cooler. And then Mars Black can be this really just inky, deep black. Or you get that with a lot of water, you get that granulation. And then White Titanium by Winsor Newton. Can't do without that. You can see how opaque this is. It's great for making marks on top of what you've already painted. I usually use it for highlights here and there if needed, or like whiskers or something if I'm painting an animal. And here are all the colors dried. If you are wondering about a certain color, I'm going to have all of the information in the description below. And I hope this was helpful for you. I am so excited to try out the new colors that are in here. I just really enjoy seeing all these colors together. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you appreciate this. And I will see you hopefully soon in another video or a live stream. Until then, happy painting. I'll catch you later. Bye.